Hello, I'm Tautia. Today I'm going to talk about something that I get asked about quite often, and that is somebody of the Serpent bloodline because they've got Rh negative blood. Just because you've got Rh negative blood, or especially O negative blood, it doesn't actually mean that you are a pure blooded serpent, because you could have parents who are recessive and grandparents who are recessive, and so therefore not of pure bloodline genetically. You could have quite a lot of our genes, and usually somebody who is O negative has a lot more, but it doesn't mean that you're pure serpent bloodline just because you have O negative blood. Yes, the serpent bloodline are the origin of O negative blood, and there are three main species of human, or humanoid. All the others are very much mixed. There's a serpent bloodline, which are from aquatic apes that later became Neanderthals and lived a long time in the sea or by the seaside, moving up into the Tigris area, and they became the Neanderthals, has the modern description, which isn't correct, as we call ourselves serpents. And as the years went by, that as the Neanderthals had already been evolved for a long time, been to most places on Earth and had advanced technology, more so than we have these days, the serpents saw other apes on the land. They weren't exactly the same as, but they were in the lines of gorillas and chimpanzees. So the gorillas had B positive blood and the chimpanzees had A positive blood. Neanderthals decided to mix their genes with some of these land apes, creating the first modern humans, or as we call them, the simple simian people. Those are the Adams and the Eves, so they were the beginning of those lines. And these were various mixes, because you can imagine we tried to experiment and did all sorts of things. But these were generally just a mix of our genes and the land creatures' genes. Then the eagle line came about when some of the Neanderthal males bred with the new females, the Eves. When the serpent males bred with the simple females, that created a purer line, which are the eagles. Now it gets all confusing because there's so many different mixes, but those are the three main lines, because the eagles also tried to keep their bloodlines pure, and obviously the serpents did, but the simples were a mix of all different kinds. So when somebody has Rhesus negative blood and hasn't been born into a pure bloodline family, they might be an eagle, as in from the eagle families, who were hybrids, but with more of our genes than the simples. But they may not have been one of the families, the eagle families, that were extremely successful in that they started up the religions and the big corporations. So you might not even know that you're from one of those eagle families, because those who are proper eagles will be. So if you've got Rh negative blood, you're more likely to have more serpent genes. When you do the great work, you start to activate more of these genes. You'll start to remember more and more through your genetic memories. So I get people who start to read my book and articles and things saying, well, I read that and I start to remember things, and that's how it works, because your higher self sees something that it remembers from all that time ago, and it starts to flood the memories back. So all you need is some sort of trigger, and then it all comes back. Basically, if you're Rh negative, it doesn't mean you're a pure serpent bloodline. That is just one of the things that have been inherited from the serpent people, like the red hair gene, the blue eye gene, and all sorts of other DNA types, which you can see more about in the link below. I will put a link to which are the genes. So anyway, there's three main bloodlines: serpents, eagles and simples. If you've got quite a lot of serpent genes, and you do the great work, you'll trigger more of them. So it's a choice that everybody has to make on whether they want to do the great work and work on themselves, or go the wrong way and get trapped in the material world and the materialistic pursuits. I also want to talk about the massive amount of emails I've been getting, sometimes on the Blue Bloodkin site, sometimes in other places. If I don't reply to this, it's not because I hate you or anything, I don't even know you all most half of the time. It's because I'm so busy writing my book. Once this one's finished, which is at the moment being edited, I'll be starting on another one. So it's not as if I have loads of time to sit answering everybody's questions. This is why I wrote the book, so you could get the book, The Secrets of the Serpent Bloodline, and you can read it, and then it'll have all your questions answered. And then even if you have got the book and you start asking questions, which many do, you'll find that if you read further into the book, you will find the answers. And also, a good thing to do is to meditate on the answer, because like I always say, the answers are within, and it doesn't matter what I think or anybody else thinks. It's what your higher self tells you that's important. So rather than asking me or anybody else, just ask your higher self. Meditate on the question. I am available for readings, personal readings, which I can book into my schedule then, and that can be about dream analysis or tarot reading, your whole chart, your whole blood chart, blood type personality mixed in with the natal chart and your Myers-Briggs personality. I do a full reading on all that. If anybody out there wants to interview me, and then we can share it on YouTube, that's a good way of answering questions and getting them out to lots of different people at the same time. Whereas just answering emails and telling people, it isn't spreading the knowledge, it's only saying it to one person. I'm nobody's guru, and I'm not here to tell anybody what to do or what they should be doing. That's what your higher self is for. You should trust in your higher self. I've been getting a lot of questions about my blood type personality book and when will it be ready, etc, etc. So I'll just tell you that it should be ready in a few months. It's currently being edited. When it's done, I have to do all the layout, add the graphics, different charts and things that I'll be putting in there, and getting it printed, and then I shall put it up for sale on the website. People send me messages asking, what about B negative blood? Because I talk about O negative. Well, I try to explain that they've only got negative blood because of O negatives, which is where the blood type originated. Anyway, I didn't want to have to say much today. I just wanted to do a quick video to try and explain a bit better a few things, and it's really difficult when everybody keeps asking me questions, so please bear that in mind, that I am busy and I have things to do, and I'm not being rude when I don't answer all your messages and emails, because I get a ton of them and I just can't possibly begin to get through them all. But like I said, if anybody wants to interview me in a recording style, then we'll do it. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.